Meet all the nutrition requirements. They can just provide sufficient little ones, vice versa. You try to get any refinement on that, you'll make something that would just depend on a little bit of an assumption here, an assumption there. You can have make one decision or another, but pretty much independent of body size, if all the nutrition requirements are met, and if they're all killed at some same degree of body condition. Now, the big but. Under commercial production conditions, plain nutrition is always limited at least at some point in the year. We just don't raise cattle where plain nutrition is never limited. For one thing, if we have land that can raise cattle where they're not ever going to be under nutritional stress, that land's already in harvest. We don't raise cattle where cattle are not under nutritional stress at some time of the year. We wouldn't be using it to raise cattle. If we don't meet those nutrition requirements. If because of the plain of nutrition, we can't meet the nutrition requirements. Some cattle have higher nutrition requirements than others. I believe everybody recognizes fully well that a bigger cow, and especially a bigger, higher milking cow, takes more to eat than a little cow does, especially a little cow. If a cow can't get enough to eat, first thing is going to go is reproductive. If she doesn't have enough to eat, she is not going to come back and eat, not going to breed. And so big cows, especially big high milking cows, are going to have reproductive problems if they're not given enough to eat. Again, a lot of people are willing to supplement cows, feed them enough to get the production out of them. When they're born, yes, somebody gives them out. That in some cases might have even been profitable. Probably not even real profitable to run in a smaller number, a larger number of small cows that didn't need to be supplemented, but it probably could even been profitable under some feed prices. Today, feeding a big commercial cow because she's too big and we could have a smaller one in her place just doesn't make sense for feeding her. Now, say, well, I'm a beef master breeder, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, but you're not going to be a commercial, you're not going to be a beef master breeder if you're not selling bulls for long. Again, the breed as a whole is going to survive because of either selling commercial bulls or continuing to produce good, productive commercial females that you have. We've got to be somewhere near optimum on size, or there's going to be somebody else. In this day and age, with the price structure that we have it right now, it's going to be producing something that we'll work. Now, I'm going to make some comments, and I'm going to end up saying something that's going to be, some of you are going to think it's too small a cattle, but that's fine. We can disagree on it. If I was going to say, well, we need to make sure we optimize cow size, let's go through some logic about what an optimal cow size might be. Right now, market conditions put them a lower than don't have to eat these cattle. Unless we're selling in some niche market where we're getting premium on some certain kind, we've got to go by what the market allows us to do, basically. And we get discounts on carcasses less than 600 pounds. So if we don't have 600-pound carcass weight, we're going to get discounts. There may be in some particular cases, especially if you're going to a niche market where you can avoid those. But if we are going with a regular commodity feed, selling it through the manufacturer, if carcass weight is less than 600 pounds, then we're going to have some discounts. You can't live with discounts. Big discounts. The profit margin is always too tight to be kept for real. So we're going to have 600-pound steer carcasses. We're going to need cows that again, the cows and the steers being the same. If you're using terminal sires on a smaller cow, yeah, you can produce a heavier carcass for the same size cattle. But talking about it across the whole national herd basis, where we've got to have a female produced for every steer that's raised. If we're going to have 600-pound carcasses on the steers, that means 1,050 to 1,100 pound steers when they're killed. It means 1,050 to 1,100 pound commercial cows. Again, that's commercial cows in the industry. That always be for that weight to be appropriate. We'd be talking about the weight of the cow in the fall when she's weaning the spring gig, and then also in the So again, right now, market conditions, unless you're in some kind of a niche marketing situation, commercial conditions, put that limit on. We don't need cows less than 1,050, 1,100 pounds. Now, with current cost of production, and everybody's familiar with it, bad enough to get around, and that's even worse when it doesn't. But with current cost of production, I don't see any way to justify commercial cows that are much larger than that required to avoid the discount on the stick. Now, lots of people have great big cows. 1,050 to 1,100 pounds is not a little cow. Those of us old enough to remember the cows in the 50s, we didn't have anything like 1,050 to 1,100 pound cows as our common cow in the country at that time. So again, for a commercial cow, I don't see any way to get around having an average cow weight somewhere in that 1,050 to 1,100 pound range. Now, if the average cow is that, you're going to have some 950 pound cow, you're going to have 1,200 pound cow. So, but the average somewhere in that range for commercial cow under commercial conditions seems to be pretty close to the optimal. Again, not necessarily for biological efficiency, but we got to sell it. And that keeps it from going any lower. Yeah, you can say, well, under I have ranching conditions where I can have a bigger cow than that and get by okay. Well, that's fine. But in almost all of those cases, you can increase your stocking rate with smaller cows and still do the same thing. Usually, with more value for kids, because everybody knows you're going to get a roll back on those kids anyway. Now, EPDs let us put emphasis on particular traits in the selection program, and they also allow us to keep traits in balance. But selection just based on extreme EPDs is just as wrong as selection for any other kind of extreme. Selection for extremes is wrong. Tom Lashley, one of his statements was Mother Nature does not tolerate extremes. Well, it doesn't tolerate extremes of size, it doesn't tolerate extremes in milk, it doesn't tolerate extremes in EPDs for size, either, because you're going to get the size and the milk to go with it as time goes on. EPDs can be useful, no question about it. They can be very useful. You need to have them, they're available to you, and you use them. Be careful on this. I think that's the way to play. Well, this is the fair. So we need to get out and stay out of the mental trap, the genetic proof we need to make them fair.